Happy New Year, all of you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Guys, how was the Christmas holiday? The last time we spoke, what did we even talk about? We're talking about 2025. We're closing out 2025. And you guys were going for Christmas. Then you over Christmas. Then you entered the New Year. You know? So Happy New Year. Happy New Year. It's good to have you back. I missed you guys. I don't know if you guys missed me as well.
We did.
You did not?
We did not.
It is okay. It is okay. Me, I missed you. It is fine. Maurice, they didn't miss us. Okay, maybe you missed Maurice, right?
Oh, no.
Hey. Maurice, they didn't miss us. To very well. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of the talk track for today. All of you go home. Bye. We've come back.
You shall not scare us.
There's a freedom of speech. There is no freedom after speech.
Yes. You
Ladies
brought
and
us here, we have come.
That is good. Ladies and gentlemen, the Talk Track is an independent production of the Career Junkies. It's produced, edited, and sound mixed by Maurice. I also shot by Maurice, aka producer, aka professor, aka Moro Moro, aka Uncle Mo, aka birthday boy. By the way, special happy birthday to Maurice. Guys, let's wish Maurice a happy birthday, happy belated birthday. And also, Godwin, because Godwin's birthday was 31st of December, and we didn't get to celebrate him properly. So we entered the year with Godwin. So also happy belated birthday to Godwin, happy belated birthday to Maurice. Wishing you guys success in your new ages. Muli bakadde, it is okay. We appreciate.
Mobile money is still allowed
Until
after 2 weeks.
We're going to put those thingies where your numbers roll on the screen. 07 this for mobile money. That's what we're going to do. But yeah, happy birthday to you all. Moro, it is good to see you after a very long time. You decided to disappear from the face of Ginger, just came back in Kamori. Kept quiet. But I looked for you, I found you, and here you are. Okay, I'm going to be taking you through the episode as usual. New Year, same old routine. My name is Roy, aka Kamada, aka Mutiaba, aka Ochawa Giraman U. I have dropped Nofachi Nebiensi. I have also dropped Owechigege. This year we are moving on to bigger and better things. Ngandagula Sinotrack. I am of the Sinotrack. Yeah. Standard gauge railway. That is where I am also. The opinions presented on the Talk Track are not representative of any of the entities affiliated with the Talk Track. That is the Barrow House, Plot 8B, Gabula Road, where we are every Sunday for the Talk Track, as well as every Friday for our Retro Fridays and every Saturday for our Q-List Saturdays. Or the Career Junkies, who also happen to run open mic karaoke every Thursday at the Bourbon, the quiz night every Wednesday at the Bourbon, Retro Fridays every Friday at the Barrow House, and Q-List Saturdays every Saturday at the Barrow House, and Talk Track every Sunday at the Bar House. So the opinions presented do not reflect any of their policies or ideals. These are independent thoughts presented by our participants from their lived experiences. However, if you want to give us feedback, if you want to catch up with us, don't forget to like and subscribe. You can catch us on our YouTube at Talk Track UG. That's where we are. That is our home. Also, this is our home. Also, Earth is our home. We are home. It is okay. Godwin, have I not mentioned? Is there a home I forgot?
Even heaven is our home.
That is the one. I knew I had forgotten something. That's the one. Okay. I don't know where to start from today. I don't want to start by complaining. But Manchester United did Manchester United things. It will never stop. So let's leave that at that. New Year, some old things. But it's day 4 of the year. Day 4 of 365. What have you achieved so far? We're all just sleepy. You guys are still in the upside down. Who of you is like, we're still in the upside down and then we are starting to lock in tomorrow, Monday 5th, because technically it's the first Monday of the year. So how many people are waiting for Monday? Because we've still been like in between there. No one? Really? I see Jocelyn is just going.
January is a trial month. The year officially begins on 1st of February.
Okay. Have you had, ladies and gentlemen, Tulimo trial period, probation? Even when you go to work, you have a probationary period. So why doesn't the year give us that? But okay, while all of us are still in the probationary period of the year, Yeah, Donald Trump is out here doing big things. He's picking people from there. The man is picking he's picking people from their homes. I come into your house and I tell you, sir, no, let's go. No, you've done enough. We go. In your own house? No, but that was unprecedented though. Okay, I don't know if it was unprecedented. Did something similar happen with Iraq? Iraq was just a prolonged war, and then after a while, Saddam Hussein was captured, right? This time, Jesus. So anyway, for those that are not familiar, I don't know if it was yesterday, but the Department of Justice, in collaboration with the Delta Force, which is a section of the United States Army, conducted a raid on Venezuela. So they first started by thinking a couple of bombings as a distraction, but the real purpose, as we found out much later, was that the raid, the whole operation was to capture the president of Venezuela and his wife, extradite them to the United States where they're going to be tried for crimes against the United States. The president of Venezuela and his wife are being labeled narco-terrorists. So basically, they are being accused of illegally transporting drugs into the United States, so across borders from South America to the United States. And they're going to be tried and charged for that in court in the United States. So imagine you're being charged for crimes in your country, but you're not going to be tried in your country. You're going to be tried in a country of someone else's choosing, which is crazy, man. Crazy. There's been a lot of like mixed reception to this. I don't know if you guys have seen this. Russia initially declined to comment. Ukraine commented, but it was flimsy comment. I like what the UK did. The UK said, what did Keir Starmer say, the Prime Minister of the UK? He said something along the lines of, there was no involvement by the UK in the raid. And I'm like, hey, okay. So in case things got sour, you want one person to take all the heat. I didn't see. I'm curious to hear. Well, China, of course, was very against it. But I'm curious to hear and to see what the forthcoming days are going to be like in terms of this big story. But hopefully this does not trigger a war. As we're talking about wars, guys, how many days to 11 days? 11 days left.
To SMS.
To SMS, to VPN. Though, by the way, there was that fake notice that, okay, I assumingly came out from UCC, but eventually we discovered it was fake. But what went out was that it was leaked. Then they decided to deny it after that. Someone told me, but now it's already out there, so they've already gotten the idea. But
in Uganda, anything is possible.
Anything is apparently mobile money, banking, as well as internet was supposed to be shut down from the 8th of Feb until after elections were done. And in my mind, I'm going, well, then why don't we just stay at home? Because what's the point? You've shut down like 70% of the economy. So I don't know how this entire period is going to be. We hope and pray for peaceful elections, obviously. So guys, don't forget to vote. Go cast your vote. And let's see what January has for us. But it's going to be a very up and down month, in my opinion. The world has already started on high gear. And now we're going into a very, very big national exercise. So hopefully everything goes well. But yeah, so crazy. AFCON is going on. Africa Cup of Uganda went out to the group stages.
No, Uganda is coming back. Those guys had a goal to vote. I don't know by which color, but they have successfully boarded their plane back. They shall be in time for elections.
Elections, yes. They represented well. 3 losses. Was it 3 losses or it was 2 losses and 1 draw? The most goals conceded by any team in the tournament, I think. Because if Nigeria scored the most goals in the group, then Uganda must have conceded them. We considered 3 from Tunisia, 3 from Nigeria, and 1 from Tanzania. I don't know how Morocco is going on right now, but I think Tanzania is going to be kicked out. They made it through to the round of 16. But guys, yeah, I know all of us kind of lost interest when Uganda stopped playing, but AFCON is going on. Let's go support the African boys. Yeah, we'll go support the African boys. I don't know if you guys even know how the current situation is. I'm putting my money on Morocco or Nigeria. Yeah, if you're a betting person, I've given you advice. But anyway, The last time we were here, we were talking about what stood out for us in 2025, right? And today I didn't want to start with something very generic. Oh, what are we looking forward to in 2026? Of course, staying alive is one. Making money is another one. Yes? Body goals are individual. We don't know. For those of you who are going to start going to the gym tomorrow, but then by the 12th of Jan are done, we shall support you fully. 1 week of exercise, that is it. Shake the body. New year, new me. This year is our year. I've not seen any of that this year. New year, new me. This year is our year. Are we still cutting people off? Okay, that is good. As the year goes on, you fight fire with fire. That is good. So we're not cutting people off. New year, new me, and all that. Someone posted. There's a very common thing that I've seen of people posting of 2025, basically saying, "But did you die?" That was 2025 to all of us. But did you die? Everyone, 2025 was hard. Yes, but did you die? Did you? You're alive. Let's go. Move. 2026. So today, in the spirit of new things and excitement and all that, I wanted us, no, please, come in, join us. We're very hospitable. In case you haven't noticed, everyone gets a free bottle of water. Okay, so in the spirit of excitement, in the spirit of new beginnings and new things, a lot of the videos that I've been watching, especially for the start of the year, have been around the topic of discipline and consistency, because apparently that's a very big thing at the start of the year. How to change your life in 6 months. Disappear for 1 month, come back brand new. Like how? Come back gray hair, what's up? Yeah. So these things have been happening, and I've happened upon a lot of those videos, discipline and consistency and all that. And I was thinking, well, we can talk about discipline and we can break down what we think consistency is, but I think that's all part of a bigger, like a larger set. Let's say they're a subset of a much larger set, which in my opinion is intentionality, like being intentional about the things that you want to achieve and being intentional about the people in your life and, you know, the things that you want to do. So, Godwin, intentionality. Let's start from there. In your opinion, what does being intentional mean? In the simplest of words, what does being intentional mean?
Being intentional is setting out to a thing and making sure you achieve it.
What about being determined? Because that can also say, okay, I'm determined. Because if I set out to do something and I make sure that I achieve it, I am also determined. I'm also driven. So when I say I am intentional, how is that different from everything else?
Intentional is, okay, in my opinion, it's more of you have a drive towards that thing and you stick to that drive.
Okay.
It's more like whatever things happen, you have a drive towards that thing before anything else. So you set out to do something, you have a drive towards it, and you make sure it gets done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone else want to add on? Yeah. Is everyone afraid of the microphone today? Come on, guys. Yeah?
Okay, in simple terms, being intentional could actually mean not just doing things for you understand by that?
Yeah.
Like you have your mind to it, you know where you are heading with that particular thing that you're intentional about, and you know the end goals, the outcomes of that particular thing. Yeah, basically just not doing things for.
So basically, not random.
Yes.
Everything is, there's someone who likes to use the word deliberate. Yeah, I know what I'm going to do, or I know what I have to do to get to where I want to be, and I'm going to do it regardless, right? That's being intentional. Okay, so in the spirit of intentionality, it's a very big word. I don't like using it that much. Intentionality. But I like to I like to bring it back to the perspective of how we run life these days. Do you think, and this one is going to Jocelyn. Um, so when we speak about being intentional, it has become a very big thing these days, right? Okay, not these days, but I think again because of the exposure that we have, social media and all these outlets that give us information, we've interacted more and more with this word intentional. With people being intentional students or an intentional partner or an intentional worker or just an intentional person to speak. So my question to you would be, are we being more deliberate about being intentional now than at any one point in time in life, or have the changing times made it such that this particular generation is more intentional, or is it just the exposure that makes it seem that way?
Yeah, I think it's exposure. I mean, it depends on like what the topic is. Because if I look at relationships, I think people back then were more intentional in relationships than maybe what we are today in a lot of ways. In the sense of like getting to know someone in person rather than like you just see them like online, Like I know a lot about someone because of online, but I don't actually know them maybe personally by actually having the conversations with them and knowing them, outside of social media. But for other things, I think we've kind of become more lazy as a generation, So I don't feel like we're very intentional with things. And then we see that other people are also the same way. So we're like, it's fine.
Yeah. Let's talk about the laziness bit. Right? Is it laziness per se? Really? Do we think it's Kia? Is it laziness? Or have we just become very accustomed to convenience that it's being now misconstrued as laziness?
I think we're overusing the word intentional, yet we're not intentional. I think we just find comfort in using certain words. It's like, okay, I'm going to lock in, so that you say I'm going to lock in, if you're not actually even locking in, like you're just sleeping at your place. People are not seeing you and they think you're actually doing big things there. So I think we are the words are convenient to use, but the effort is not there. As she has said, like, we overuse the word intentional. Right now, I'm going to be an intentional friend. I'm going to be an intentional daughter, student, but maybe some people are using it, but most were just, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I feel like. No, you want to say something. I can see it. It was itching to
First
come
and
out.
foremost, Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
I didn't say that when I walked in. But Roy, I am a culprit of using it wrongly. Even at work sometimes, when I'm talking to my subordinates, I'm like, you guys, this year 2026, the things we did back, I've gotten my targets, but we need to be intentional. But intentional, I'm telling them, we need to be serious. Let's stop skipping this. Yeah, so I think we use it wrongly, but in a slang type of way. Like trying to mean like I'm serious this time. I'm no longer joking. I'm no longer like these things are playing around. Yeah. But it's not supposed to be used that way.
Yeah.
So that's the way she's meaning. And that's what Jocelyn was saying.
So we're going with we are very intentional in word, but very, very limited in action. But
we're getting lazy also.
Yeah, we're getting. I mean,
simplicity.
I
personally these days, what's simple I go with. What's giving me a headache?
I
walk away. Let me tell you.
No, but let's actually talk about.
Roy, we have a principle, and I have a principle I always go with. I'm like, what is the easiest way out? Because the moment I try to make it harder, I'm getting innovative and I'm overthinking and I have to be always creative at work. So one time, it's just recently last year, they told me like, we have now this thing to do, come up with like t-shirts. We need to make it different.
Yeah.
How? I want to call it lazy, God forgive me. Is going on AI. ChatGPT, I put in my whole idea. I explain it to AI and everything comes out. With the t-shirt I had to design. And the idea was built from there by the whole team. They just saw the perspective. They were like, okay, now let's build from that.
Yeah.
Simplicity.
But okay.
And everything I had to think about in a whole month was killed in like one day. And I
Yeah.
was good to go with other things, so I had to read and do my other things. So that's what I'm saying. We're getting a little bit AI.
I don't- okay.
AI is killing us.
I
with
don't
this
think I
thing.
don't think it's laziness though. Okay, in my opinion,
Okay,
I
we
don't,
also use knowledge to type into what to tell AI.
I don't think it's really laziness.
Then I don't
Okay,
know. But I feel like
I
it's
feel like we've just gotten simpler ways to accomplish very difficult tasks, right? You remember we came from a period of time where hard work was glorified, like
yes.
like for you to get to where you had to be in life. And I'm well aware of the fact that we can't skip stages and good things come in time, right? And so you have to work towards those good things. But what has happened to us in recent times is there have been things that have been developed and new ideas that have come up that have made it slightly easier for us to move through those phases faster, right? Because remember back in the day where it took you 4 or 5 months to come up with a beautiful business proposal, right? This time, come up with one that your buddy does it for you. You give it, someone reads through. He's like, okay, review this, and And so I don't think we're becoming lazy. I think we just have a lot of avenues through which we can easily accomplish our work. But does that accomplish a lot of the things that we want to accomplish? But now let's take it back to intentionality. Factoring in things like convenience, factoring in the way we live our lives right now, right? Do you think it's easier now for us to be intentional with the resources around us and not just let's not even look at it, because most times when we talk about intentionality, everyone is going to think about it in like an outward way. I have to be an intentional friend. I want to be an intentional employee. I want to be an intentional partner. I want to be an intentional, but no one ever look. I very rarely hear people going, I am going to be intentional for me, right? But now with all the resources that are around us, with the way we can accomplish things with ease, does that make it easier for us to be intentional? In terms of maybe the goals we've set and all the things does that make it easier for us to be intentional with everything that we have around us, with AI, with delivery, for restaurants, with all that stuff? Does that make it easier for us to be intentional? We are thinking.
I think it goes both ways. Like it's easier and at the same time very complicated. Like the resources, they are at our disposal, but also it means that expectations are way high. Even just being an intentional friend, you're going to be there thinking you're intentional. I'm going to be calling my friend once a month, and then they see other friend group that are meeting every weekend. You see, like so much exposure and a lot of resources also creates a lot of expectation. That's sometimes it's real and sometimes it's unrealistic. So I think it puts you, like, it creates a lot of dilemma on what to follow. I think so. It's both ways, easy and hard at the same time.
So how do we manage that, Sandra? Do you want to add to that? But I like the idea of how exposure kind of crafts what intentionality looks like. Because remember, we are currently, whether we want to admit it or not, in a society where everything is documented and everything is put out there, right? So your intentionality may be, I want to check on this person every day, even if it's not just to say anything much, but just to find out what they're doing. And then there is someone there who's intentional is once a month, we're flying out of the continent, not the country, the continent. The continent. So I'm taking you to Asia in Jan, and then we go to like Europe in Feb, and then we go to like the Latin Americas in March, and you're like, but I call you every day. I know who your mother is. What is going on? So I like the idea of exposure and creation of expectations, and we'll come back to that. But unless you wanted to add something to that.
Yeah, I wanted to add something
Yeah.
Related to the exposure bit. I think on the other hand, it has made being intentional a bit easy or simple. For instance, if you decided to be more intentional as a friend, like social media makes it easy actually. You have no excuse of not reaching out to them and trying to build that bond and strengthen it. Yeah, so at some extent, it makes the intentionality easy. Yeah. Given also the other means, technology systems around us and all that, like at work, like being intentional with doing things excellently, like the reports and all that. But AI, okay, to task at some point, like to meet those deadlines.
Yeah.
Yes, but also on the other hand, it somehow kills that authenticity, that that natural creativity within you, in that you really at some point begin relying on it instead of like creating things from scratch.
Yeah.
But also our ancestors, okay, some of our ancestors worked hard and we
Yes.
didn't really see much out of it. And
Yeah.
the other way is to work smart. The easy, simple ways, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's lovely. Now back to the conversation around expectations. Because one, we've established we have all the resources, so it kind of is easier for us to be intentional, right? But remember, when you choose to be intentional, you're doing it twofold. You're doing it for yourself, and maybe you're doing it to achieve certain goals or to build or strengthen certain relationships around you. But remember, all those external factors come with expectations, right? Just because I want to be intentional does not mean that the person I'm being intentional towards receives the intentionality in that way, right? Like me checking on you every day may not be the way you expect me to be intentional towards you. So how can we manage those expectations while we are being intentional, in the sense that we don't put ourselves on a lot of pressure, we're not breaking ourselves, we're still, we are being authentic in how we approach this aspect? How do we manage those expectations? How do we make being intentional feel less of, oh my God, this is so difficult, and more, this fits in my wheelhouse, this is what I can do for you in the moment, and this is what I have to do for myself? So how do we manage those expectations? Ladies and gentlemen, before we proceed, the lovely lady with the microphone just joined us. She said she wanted to be an observer. But you see, when you're a talker,
I was waiting for the topic.
when you're a talker, you will hide, but the jazz will follow you.
For the topic.
Wama, hi, Brenda, you tell us.
Anyway, I wanted to say that when you say you want to be intentional, it's for you. So whether the other person has expectations, you have to do it for you. Because from whence are you speaking? Why do you want to be intentional with that friend? Why? Maybe you feel that relationship matters to you. If you feel that call was what was missing, do the call. It's for you, not for them. So don't be like, oh, the other person expects a flight. It's them, not you. So do it. No, do what serves you. Do what serves you and not the other person. Yeah. Because it might be like, oh my God, Zari. You're like, okay, what can I give her? Nothing. But you want to be intentional with a relationship. Do what serves you. Like, yeah, I don't mind a call. You. Like me, it's a call. And you're good. So if you force up to the point where you're like, now, you might never match the money. You will never anyway. Because now the level's already different.
Yeah.
So do what serves you, what you can do, and be happy about it. Don't wait for them to give you a thumbs up, you did well, or even a thank you. Because I feel intentionality should be about you.
Yeah.
And the outcome shouldn't be about them to tell you what, no. You're like, oh God, thank you. 12 calls to this person. This is not something I had last year. I shouldn't surprise you that you made 12 calls to this person. What? It's about you. If we still ride on what other people expect from us, we shall never grow, because they don't even see that this is what we are doing. Your call might not matter to them. Like, okay, she called, thanks. But for you, like, yeah, you're ticking off a box. Like, yeah, I did this.
Yeah.
So for me, if I'm marking my thing of I achieved this, if I'm taking it, it's not on her thing. So don't look for it in hers. Look for it on yours. Like, yeah, guys, I did it. Cool. So for me, that's it. No expectations from others. It's up to me. And what I do is for me.
I see people shaking their heads like, you've hit the nail on the head. That's a point. Godwin, would you like to add to that? Yes, you. I don't know. It felt right.
Expectations. Okay, I can partially differ from her point, but it should usually be you. Because if you're waiting for reciprocation usually leads to, if you're always a person who waits for reciprocal energy, you might end up doing nothing in this life, unfortunately, with your intentionality. Because in case I might be doing something for someone to see me a certain way. And when for them they are seeing nothing, when they're humbly blind, let me use that statement, to my energy. And I'm seeing I'm putting in so much. So I might kill my intentionality from that. And yet when someone else might see it, because I was somewhere today with Madame and someone said, can you believe women will always tell our ladies, you look good. When she gains weight, you look good. When she decreases, you look good. When she's there, you look good. And they're like, what do you mean? But that is us. I cannot wake up one day and I tell you, you don't look good. Except if my eye has changed somewhere. But so, because immediately you try to say that's the issue. So personally, we are so intentional about things, but reciprocation shouldn't be usually an issue. Expectations, if things work out well and good, if they don't, move on with life. We have 361 days remaining of the year. So if you had to fight with just this 1 point today and you freeze because someone did not reciprocate your energy, but say I called and the person didn't say, oh, thank you for calling. Now some of us, not everyone knows phone etiquette, by the way. Let us be guided about these things. Someone you'll call and say, who is this? Yet in communication skills, they say, who might this be? Now you might wake up and even that one is also what? Something wrong on your side. So expectations, intentionality, just be who you are. It's a free life. And we are still all young here. We still have a few 60, 70 years to go. You cannot be dwelling on past issues.
Please differ somewhere.
Roy,
Yeah.
managing expectations, the way he manages it may not be the way I manage it.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to give a very simple example, and we do this a lot at work. We are doing Secret Santa things. That is a place whereby you have to manage your expectations.
That is true. That is very, very
now,
true.
our recent Secret Santa, someone went big, gave a very big, nice, I think ladies know Chris Bella bags and what. Woo. So what they got in return was very minimal and hurting, and they couldn't really cry about it or talk about it. They had to manage. They saw people with sneakers and what. They got cakes.
They got cakes. 6
cupcakes, please, of 3-5. So what I'm saying, managing versus a Chris Bella bag of close to 100 plus, you need to calm yourself down and breathe in and out, because the way what your friends are getting there, we are different basically on managing expectation. It depends actually. Someone said the situation, but it also depends. Sometimes it comes across as utterly unfair.
Yeah. Was that person a cake lover?
No.
It was even worse.
It was a guy.
It was a guy. It doesn't. Sugar.
Anyway, in line of Secret Santa, really. This year we did that same thing, but this year I really deferred. You know, usually Secret Santa things, you go around asking the friend's friend to help you ask what they want for you to meet that. So it's also heartbreaking. To be honest, this year I was just like, let me just get you what I think is befitting for a gift. Okay, sorry for the cakes, but really, that's how I did it. If you don't like it, in my head, I was like, you guys, I tried. I would be happy if I got this that I've given you.
Minimum amount is 50K.
You didn't set a minimum.
Minimum amount is 50K.
Uh-huh.
Maybe just to add on that, you spoke about Santa. I can really feel his pain. And, okay, for the first time last year, I finally received a reasonable gift that made me really happy. Anyway, away from that, do what you can, what you're really being intentional about. And to have peace of mind, don't have your expectations up there. When I'm gifting regarding Santa thing, I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my research. What satisfies me is that this person loves the gift and they're happy with it. And I won't really put so much in mind what I've really got. Yeah, so be intentional. Do what you can. Ebisigadde bikwase kyagulanye.
Kia, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I wanted to say something about expectations. And thank God I brought the example of Santa. With setting expectations, don't expect other people to have the same expectations as you. I always like emphasize meeting people at their point of need. I know, like this me thing, or this is my expectation. Cause tell me, I've called them. What do you mean? Is the call? Is the call? Did they need the call? I know, like sometimes when we are setting expectations for people, like for ourselves, we are serving us. But if you want to create a relationship, you're trying to meet in the middle of something. Because if I call you, I don't care what's going on, as long as I've called you, then you're walking alone. You think you're walking with people, but you're walking alone. So when it comes to expectations, I think we should meet people at their point of need when we are being intentional friends. What example can I give? This thing of Santa. Basically, at work, you're not actually friends or something like that. But you should have discipline. Like how are you going to go to a supermarket and pick cake and you're bringing it? Maybe if you're bringing it an extra, like snacks for people as they're sharing gifts. But yeah, so like meet people, like communicate. Me, I really like open communication. Even with our friends, like on birthdays, like you see, there's always a friend who puts effort. Like, oh, this friend is always the one making the cake, always the one organizing, calling people together. Then when their birthday comes, everyone seems so busy. Like, what do you mean? So like when we are being intentional, we should also have a limit. Because if you don't have a limit, you're going to be very frustrated. It's always good to do things out of love, but please have a limit. Like, don't be the one who is always. No.
No, but okay, no, much.
Then cry in silence when you get disappointed.
Brenda, you want to say something? I saw your hand go up.
Go big, go go.
Go big or go home.
I think depending
My friend, you
on
will
how
go
well
home.
you know yourself. I think I'm just going to go on that last bit of don't be always the one giving. I know someone who does that, expecting nothing. But also, don't try to take away their personality of generosity. If that's the person and they're cool with it, don't make them feel like you're overdoing it now for you're always doing it, because sometimes that's just the person. You know, my sister, you even mentioned it last time. That's her. That's her, like, generosity is like her other second, third name somewhere. But it's not something you want to highlight like, oh my God, you're overdoing it. Not because we benefit, but that's her. If we take away that, she's going to overlook into like, that'd be like her whole entire life looked into work like, did she? What about this one? But that's just her. But also I realized that it pays off back differently. It doesn't have to be the same way that because I expected a bag, I'll still give her an example. She never lacks money. That I'll say. Never. We just sit near her, even people like have had that kind of thing of this, that. Because now don't always expect the person who maybe you gave to give back. It might return a different way, maybe. Or someone might come through on a different time. And also, I think, let's rule out the thing of always expecting things to be tangible. You might be giving me gifts, but for every walk you have, for every tour you have, it's my time that you take. Like, Kia is the one we are working with. Yeah, like, that might be the thing someone is paying back. My time. Just because you did something for me, I'm like, I may not afford a gift, but I can sacrifice my time to escort you to hospital, come back, take a walk with you and all. And it might not be always financial. If you always consider such things, the world, I feel like, would be better. Not always, you gave me a bag, bring back a bag. You gave me money, bring back money. Yeah. No.
Just for clarification, I think I just said meet people at their point of need. Give what they need at that point. Not like, okay, you gave me a bag, I should get a bag in return. Yeah, but always reciprocate. Yes, like how you expect. Yes.
The one thing we have realized here is money
Beats
beats
Gonzaga.
Gonzaga. Whatever issues we are saying here, in case you have money, you will look significant to any one of us here. Whether you give me your time or not, in case you have money, you look significant. Do you know what it means being with a rich person? If I'm here with Jocelyn and she says, have $1,000, nigga. Let us be guided. She has met me at my point of need. I don't know about you. Whatever other things, you see, don't even give me a phone call. Because you see, the issue we always have, money can solve 1,000 problems. Even when we say loving and loving and loving, you cannot say I love you and you're broke. At one point in time, I will say, can you help me with this? And if you can't meet my need, I am going to start judging immediately. The reciprocation is going to be what? Flawed. But imagine if someone says, first have this car, $100. I assure you, immediately, even your smile, it's an antidepressant, I'm telling you. You feel like the blood pressure has gone up.
You start smiling at very unnecessary things.
That is why, I assure you, if you have a birthday who has money, even him just calling you, you feel his intention.
All right.
That is the best part. Money beats Gonzaga.
Okay. Okay, taking away, because that is actually a very unpopular opinion that I've seen that has been discussed a lot. We all like to say, there is no place for like materialism in honest and real relationships. But the truth of the matter is, money kind of does make you a better friend, kind of does make you a better partner. I'm not saying it's the whole thing. There are other things. No, we shall talk about that next week. We are going to talk about resources next week. But going away from the materialistic bit of things, like how Godwin has put it, I think I do agree with Brenda in the sense, and I also agree with Kia about meeting people at their point of need. But what then happens if, in trying to be intentional and trying to meet that person at their point of need, you actually cannot give them what they need in that moment? No? You can't give them, like, you want to be a good friend, you want to be a good son, you want to be a good daughter, you actually want to be a good workmate, even for yourself, like you want to be intentional towards yourself. But what you need in that moment, or what the other person needs in that moment, you cannot give to them. What do you do? Because I've noticed a lot of times, I've been in situations and I've seen people in situations where, you know how people often say it's the thought that counts? Like, that person, you see that laugh? The thing of, the person really wanted to do something. I really wanted to come through for you in that regard. I really wanted to do this. I really wanted to do that. And it's not because of anything else, because sometimes we have legitimate excuses like, I was at work, I was held up at work, or I had a family emergency, or things like that. But there are points in times where I just cannot. Like, even if you dragged me to heaven, took me to hell, Hulk smashed me like this, I still cannot. So how do people handle, would you handle a situation like that?
Okay, I found myself in situations where I can't really do anything about it. And I've always had it at the back of my mind that I should give what I can. I can't give what I cannot, or what I don't have. So give what you can. And if you can't, please again don't give what is not needed. That will be wastage of really resources and time. Yeah.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, I think there's situations where we might not be able to. So instead, you might be able to create a solution with them that they might be able to do themselves or get from somewhere else. So like walking through that. But then there's situations like I met this week where someone's like, I just miss my person that passed away. And it's like, you can't do anything about that, right? I can't be like, okay, call the person from heaven. Like it's not gonna work. So, it's difficult, but I just sat there and I was like, at this point, I just listen. Like that's all I can do, and that's all I have available. And I think that's what a lot of people, a lot of times with problems, they just want you to listen.
Yeah.
And so I love the advice of like, if someone comes to you with something, sometimes you ask them, like, do you want a solution to this or do you just want me to listen? Because both of those end up helping the situation in some way, you know?
Yeah.
Those situations, I think first thing is being honest. And that's the good thing with relationships, friendships, and what. If you're not honest, trust me, you're in the wrong place. You're going to find yourself doing things you can't do, like you're not able to do. You're going to go above and beyond.
Yeah. And frustrate
Maybe
yourself.
your friends have planned a trip to Dubai. You can't afford it, but you are so scared to be honest about it. So you're going to end up borrowing money. And I think then there are people who act like you're the Jesus of that friend. You're not the only friend that person has. And when you try to solve all their problems, sometimes you're being controlling and manipulating them. You're an abuser, actually. You end up over-promising and under-delivering. So I think open communication, please, if you have your friends, be honest with them. I'm struggling, tell them you're struggling. Don't, I can't do this for now. I would have loved to, but I'm unable to. You find yourself, someone has come to ask for 5 million. I don't have 5 million. But you will find yourself promising, okay, let me see what I can do. Yet you're not going to do anything about it. You don't even have somewhere to borrow it from. Somewhere I think that is manipulation. Yeah, kind notes, please.
Kind notes.
False
No, it's false hope. Now
Just
let me tell you something that has created a lot of. You see, Kia has the way Paula said at the start when she was like, "You're very guilty of using the word intentional in the wrong way." Now you hear what she has just said. I am very guilty of that. But I just find it so difficult. Like someone comes and is like, "Hey, Roy, we need to do this," and I'm like, "But so yeah, this year I need to be intentional about my nose. I guess, guy, I can't afford that 5M you want." Yeah, no, but I do get that because one thing I've noticed is, and I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but one thing I've noticed is when you put yourself in those positions, and I can speak from personal experience, when you put yourself in those positions, in the long run, even in trying to be a good friend, a good partner, a good brother, a good sister, you end up being the bad guy. They just be like, but every time we talk to you, you say this, but now you say you'll come through. But so I think that's also another thing. I think in being intentional, I think honesty is a really big part of intentionality. And if you are around people who you can, like Kia said, if you are around people you cannot be honest with in terms of, you know, what you can do for them, how far you can go for them, go home. Go home. Go home. Think about your life. Then come back and talk to Godwin. Because Godwin is very accommodating. He'll tell you the truth. He'll be like, there, you lied. There, you lied. But anyway, yeah, please.
First off, be honest to yourself. Because by the time I come to UK and I'm like 5 million, you've showed me a certain part of yourself that this 5M might be woman. Yes. And I like what you said about open communication. If your friend knows where you are, they seriously can't come for 5M. They know that this is it. You get?
You give me what
Why
you...
not?
But also...
No, if we're always hanging out, you're like, but guys, bills on me, what? I know when I get an issue, you still get me. If this is small issue now, what about... If 5M here as we are hanging out is small, what about 1M in your inbox? How big is it? You get? So some people, that's it. If that's the life you showed me, I find it easy to come because I'm like, if you can spend just on beers 5M, is 1M really something so huge for you? So first be honest to yourself. Let your life be honest completely. That as we are here, all I can afford is a soda and we are good.
Go for the silo branch. You spend 2.2. Then we call you the next day. Hello, Roy, now. What if I saved?
No.
And it's actually closing us out.
No, I was just going to add something on her. Yes. It's like you going to a village for Christmas. Mm-hmm. and they see you good looking, you're dressed well, you get? So they have that picture that, so and so is doing well in Kampala, maybe. So villagers will start coming to you. Bro, can you please connect me somewhere? Can you? And then you can't be open to them. You get it? You'll be like, okay, I'm going to try something for you. Maybe I'll give you a call. You get it? You can't tell them, I'm doing bad. You understand? I'm doing bad in Kampala. I'm also struggling. I'm also, you get it? A landlord demand. You can't tell them that. You just have to be, I'm going to try. I'll give you a call. Wait, I'm going to, you get. But deep down, I'm not going to help them. But you can't speak to them because they'll feel disappointed. They'll be like, he's lying. Or so and so is trying to push us away.
Just being mean.
Yes, you're mean. Yeah.
But by the way, in closing this, sometimes we may not be able to say what we feel. Let me say most situations. Because as the man has said, imagine you're looking good like me. And then the person tells you, man, tell me like a 10K. And man, that day, things haven't worked out. But they're still looking good.
Hey.
So I give you, I call them, okay, let me call it postponing the problem. If I say, let me see what to do, I might be having a deal I'm counting on. At that moment, I may not be seeing the light, but I might be seeing the light at the end of of the tunnel. The only issue usually comes in when the person gives you a time frame to it. Now that's why issues come about. Because you know how someone says, okay, on the 16th, I have this and this and this and this, please, can you help me this? Now there I have a problem because, okay, 16th is there, but if I have like 5 days, I might be accounting. And okay, yes, honesty is good, but usually honesty, as a man said, sometimes you sound mean. Yet, man, things are bloody. I have a brother who will tell you, the person had promised me 3M, reaching the day he got an issue. Of the 3M, 0 shillings came. And you'll call the guy mean. But we're all facing issues. Now, when we were growing up, we were used to assume that our parents were mean. Until we have now the broke, we're now the parents who are mean. So, just bit of chill.
There's food at home.
Food at home.
Yeah.
Bit of chill.
There's food at home. Okay, so finally, closing it out, dealing with that disappointment, because most of the time in trying to be intentional, one of the things that we don't want to do is disappoint the other party. Sometimes even ourselves. So we make grand promises to ourselves. Oh, I'm going to go to the gym 6 times a week. Yeah. For 2 hours each day. You even go in the mirror. You start flexing. I'm not going to drink alcohol for 3 months.
And then you come to Barrow House.
Day 1.
And Rowena throws you 5 shots.
Hey. Very nicely. Things like that. So how do we manage to live with that, let's say, quote unquote, disappointment, where I can't come through for you and I know I'm disappointing you right now, but I'm actually being genuinely honest with you that I can't come through for you right now. Or I can't come through for myself right now and I'm being honest with myself that I can't come through for myself right now, but it's still disappointing in some way, shape, or form. How do we deal with that disappointment, especially on our end? The assumption of disappointment.
Okay, it depends on the kind of legacy you've built right from the start. Let me be specific with our friendships. I personally am very, very, very honest with my friends. If I'm going to help you, trust me, I'm going to do everything I can in my power to do so. And if I can't really manage, I'm going to tell you point blank. You take the bitter truth than the sweet lie that will later, be very disappointing. So just be very honest. I usually love using live examples, experience and all that. So I have this posh friend who usually organizes trips, girls' day out and all that. Yes. So she happens to organize a trip at a time that I wasn't really okay, and I was very open with her. Remember, I'm always the master planner, always planning the nice spots and all that, the budgets and that. But But I was really very honest with her. And my friends know that. So just be honest. Make it a character. Make it something that defines you. And by the time you say something, they're going to really take it serious. Like, really? That's true, yeah.
I think I'm just going to add, there's that English proverb, a man is as good as his word. Like, people are going to hold you accountable. So as you're communicating, as you're being intentional, please be intentional with yourself first. Discipline, like if you say you're going to do something, be human about it and look through it to completion. And if you're unable to communicate, I've seen like weddings where someone pledges, maybe they're always the first, like sometimes you're the first on the list. I think it's excitement. And then you see the wedding is coming, this name is not ticked, this name is not ticked. The wedding has passed, that name was not ticked. And now we find like the bride are going to demand after. But I think there's that meme of uncertainty is looking at you spending on certain
unforeseen circumstances.
Yeah,
seeing you spend
seeing
money on
like,
seen circumstances.
Things come up. I'm going to promise you this. Something will come up. I'm my first priority. I'm not going to like treat yourself good. Like they say, don't pour. I always like that thing where you can't pour from an empty cup. Yeah. So first take care of yourself so that you're able to actually take care of other people. Have money for yourself. And also these things of seeing people look good and you assume they have money. Some people just plan well for themselves because they are actually, yeah, and they just look good, but the pockets are very light. So I think like, yeah, as we are being intentional, let's be intentional to ourselves first before we can extend it to other people.
All right. Okay. Yeah, Paula, you're closing us out.
This one is taking me deep. Like in friendships, they have mentioned a lot I've been through. But now for me, there is where I'm intentional in. Like the thing of mentoring the younger people younger than me. I've been doing it at work. And the only thing that hurts me is they come for internship and all those. I try so much as I can not to get so attached to them, but the fact that I see them doing a good job and what, so they come back, I tell them, you guys apply, you got this, I prep them. But they always, unfortunately, disappoint in interviews. But I don't know, when they tell me to give them feedback or is the HR, I'm like, how do I begin? I have received 3 who have cried right in front of my face before I even begin. So I was like, how do I start? Now, this is what takes us to, you need to be honest. I learned one thing. I said, when the 3rd one cried, I said, from now onwards, just be honest. It may seem mean, just put the straight face, throw it in there. They will take it the way I took it when I was young. Yeah. So I told them, just be honest. The day I went to the 4th and told them, burst out into tears. I was like, you know what? This day is what I do. I tell the HR, you know what? You should spare me from this. Be the one to give a feedback. But I think in the end of it all, I learned that thing. And these days, after all of that, I sit them down and tell them it's hard for all of us, you see here. We did all those applications, dropped things. Don't see us managers who try to help you through this as your friends. Don't. We're not your friends. When we are just helping you to take the smooth ride. So, as young people, just harden and take it. Yeah. And that's where all of them, what they're saying, just be honest. Tell them, like, you, hands down, you're not good. Eh? But you know what? This is where you should do better. Yes, no, it's so brutal, but this is how bad it gets. You have to be honest with them. They will break, they will hate you, they will, I'll never do this again. They will go to their friends. But it's the right thing. You're not here to mother them or be their best friends, no. Yeah, but in work, that's how it is. In friendship, people can dump you there.
Yes. Now, about telling someone the truth. Okay, let me call it the truth, or being honest to them. Now, I'm sorry to say, we have an engineer at work. They never wash their overalls, ever smelling. But again, this is the same engineer who comes, and people wants to hug, wants to get. But none of us, even me, can tell him, you know what? First, you can't tell them. You get? So I'm differing from what she's saying. That there are certain situations whereby you just have to take it and be like, okay, that's him, or how do I start? Yeah, how do I start? They're telling someone, do this, because I believe they also feel, you know, what I'm putting on is dirty, but you'll be like, okay, we can discuss about it in our small circles, but we can't tell him. But he's a nice person. He can talk to you, you can laugh with him, but you can't tell him that, you know what? Yeah.
All right. I think what it's timing sometimes, right?
Yeah, we can call it a night.
I think it's about it's about timing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, man, we started with fire like this. Okay, well, my whole goal was for today. The episode was supposed to last at least at most 45 minutes. Maurice's hand is tired now. You see him there. He's about to start complaining. Timing. He's not going to say the truth now. He's being intentional. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Yeah, he's managing expectation. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight. What a way to start off the year. You know, I think it's been a very good topic, and we're going to have 52 of these again. Yeah, so this is episode 1, 2026. Intentional. Yeah, probably depends if that week is Christmas is on a Friday this year. Just so you know. The 27th will be a Sunday. That is good. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here with us tonight. My name is Roy. I've been your host for the evening. Producer Morris. TalkTrack is an independent production of the Car Junkies. It's produced, edited, sound mixed by that guy. As usual, every Sunday we upload 8B Gabler Road, the bar house, and official home of the Car Junkies. Again, thank you so much for being here with us tonight. What a way to start the year with you guys, and I hope we all stay around, and I hope we are all going to be a part of this until the end of the year. But have a lovely, seriousness is beginning. We are locking in this week. We are being intentional. Yes. Thank you so much. Let's lock in for the week. Have a lovely week, and we'll see you all on Sunday. God bless. Peace out.